Okay, son. Be a good boy, brush your teeth, and please conquer the planet for Daddy. That's a good lad. Hey guys, Ryan here, and welcome to today's What If. And today I'm doing a brand new What If that I haven't done on this channel before. And I think this one will be pretty interesting as well as pretty comedic in some ways. And that is, what if Cell Jr. turned good? What? Cell Jr. turned good? Didn't Gohan destroy all those? Well, I take you back towards the end of the Cell games. We have the final beam struggle between Cell and Gohan. Gohan was of course able to get the upper hand and overpower Cell and finish him off. And he does finish him off per normal, as in the anime, but with a slight difference. Cell, realizing the end is near, he comes up with a quick plan, a little something he was able to come up with thanks to the Piccolo cells in his body. Cell does a King Piccolo. He aims his tail up in the air and fires out one final Cell Jr. Now, he's not going to drop a Cell Jr. right there because the Z-Warriors will just destroy it. So he had to make sure that he fired off this final Cell Jr. like a cannon. To make sure that when Cell Jr. lands, that he's far enough away that the Z-Warriors won't be able to sense him. Where exactly does this Cell Jr. land? He ends up landing in the northern part of the world, where Sinnoh's village is. You see a little bit of something familiar from Dragon Ball, from the early days of Dragon Ball, during the Red Ribbon Army saga. Cell Jr. has woken up in this snowy place. He has no idea where he is, and is freezing. He's just lying there freezing. The only thing he can really remember and think about right now is his mission to avenge his father's death. But at that, he gets so cold he can't even think of that at the moment. The only thing he can think about is how freezing he is. And it would seem that Cell Jr. was actually going to perish at this wasteland, but he's found by two more familiar faces that we haven't seen in Dragon Ball for ages, except towards the end of the Buu saga. And that is Sinnoh and Android number 8. Or Ada, who take this little, almost innocent-looking creature into their home. He is frozen to the point that he is passed out. He could die. He may or may not live through this. So they got him warmed up by the fire, and they decide to put him to bed into Sinnoh's old childhood room. And they just even give Cell Jr. a nice little teddy bear to snuggle with. One of Sinnoh's old toys. A few hours later, Cell Jr. wakes up and stumbles out of the room. And he's just looking at Ada and number 8. Now, do they realize that they probably let the most evil creature into their home? Well, yeah, they do realize that he resembles this Cell creature who was fighting with Goku and the others on the television during the Cell games. But they don't know that this one is a direct reincarnation of Cell. They don't know. For all they know, there could be other creatures like this out there. You know, some could be good, some could be bad. They don't know. And Sano just sort of greets the little Cell Jr. with a smile. "Oh, you must be hungry. Here, come to the table, have some." It's a nice, beautiful, delicious spread. And Cell Jr., he just straight away tries to attack Sano with his tail. Just remember, that is how Cell pretty much eats. He doesn't really eat food like we do. He eats the life energy out of other life forms. So we got a little bit of a comedic problem here. Does the tail attack hit or hurt Snow? No. Ada's right there, because Ada's pretty much a complete robot, is able to stop the tail. "No, you cannot do this. That is not very nice behavior, young man." So he's just looking at it with his little... But ultimately, Cell Jr. does sit down to this meal. He's just sort of looking at all this food that he knows nothing of. Like, he doesn't know what to do with it. What do I do with this? And he just sort of sees Sano eating her meal, what she's doing, and he picks up the little knife and fork and he's just copying her. And Cell Jr. is just taken away by the taste of this food. He's just like, a bit of the cells from Goku are showing, and he's just wolfing it down in that comedic fashion that Goku does when he eats. "More food, please." He is enjoying this. There's already something different going on with this Cell Jr. because Cell Jr. originally would have most likely just destroyed these people and devoured the people and just moved on and, I don't know, try and take out Gohan while he sleeps or something. But this one little act of kindness has already begun to change the weird little bug man. A couple of days later, he's watching on the TV, and Hercule, aka Mr. Satan, on TV having his little parade and going, "Ha ha ha ha, I am the best, I defeated Cell, ha 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 ha," you know, taking all the credit for what Gohan did. And Cell Jr. is just, he's not impressed. Point in his development, he doesn't really have the intelligence to say it, but he's just standing there like this. This guy's taking credit for what happened to my father, and he fires a death beam at the television, blowing it up, and the sparkles are dancing, and he's just sort of happily sitting there, clapping like a little child. Blowing up the TV amused him. You know, a bit of his freezer, bit from the freezer cells there, I think. Of course, Ada puts him in a timeout. "Oh, young man, you cannot go around blowing up things and destroying TVs. Oh, it's going to take me all day to fix that thing." But Cell Jr. is just amused. Yeah, over time, the rest of the village do get glimpses of this Cell Jr. in their midst. But they're, for the most part, leaving him alone. They are scared of him, you know, the whole fear, what you don't understand sort of thing. But Cell's just sort of looking at them with that mischievous look on his face. And he's just sort of going about his thing. What is Cell Jr. doing exactly? He's training. He's training for his eventual showdown with Gohan. He needs to get strong enough to beat Gohan. He is as powerful as Cell was at the moment of his death, but Cell Jr. knows if he is actually going to avenge his father, and that's if he does, he's going to have to get stronger pretty quickly. And one of his training sessions, Cell Jr. suddenly collapses. And he's feeling weak. Now, why is he feeling weak? Because he hasn't drained any life energy. He's been told he cannot do this. And for some reason, the influence of these nice people is actually getting to him. He doesn't really want to. At this point, the only evil intention he's really thinking at this point is avenging his father. And so with him feeling weak and just out of some crazy instinct, he launches his tail at a random direction, and by luck, it hits one of the trees. And he's draining the life energy from the trees. Yep, this Cell is plant-based. Cell is on the vegan diet. And, sure enough, the life energy from the few trees he's absorbing is actually putting some life back into him, and he's able to get back onto his feet. And one day, he just decides to fly off, because he's thinking, yeah, I'm strong enough, I can just take out Gohan, and maybe his family, and be back in time for tea. And so, because remember, Cell can sense energy. Cell Jr., of course, also inherits this ability. He can sense energy. He knows exactly where Gohan is, and he's basically at home doing his daily chores. And Cell can sense the power difference. Cell Jr. is no match for Gohan at this point. So, Cell Jr. just basically sits there and continues to watch him for a while. And he does that for the next couple of years. And one day, when Gohan is not at home, Cell decides to knock on the door. Cell Jr. figures, okay, if I can't beat Gohan, I can at least do something about his family. And as he knocks on the door, 2-year-old toddler Goten answers the door. Cell Jr., he's got that mischievous laugh again, and he's just getting ready to point a death beam at Goten, but Goten just stands there laughing like a little toddler. grabs Cell by the arm and just Cell Jr. by the arm and just lifts him up. And Cell Jr. is just like all scared and panicky, and Goten just throws him out the door in a comedic fashion, and Cell just hits a nearby boulder, and he's just like, and he looks up to see 2-year-old Goten looking up over him, and they're just sort of staring at each other. And then they both just point at each other and start laughing like a pack of children. But that's because they are children. Boys will be boys, eh? And a friendship sort of starts to form between Goten and Cell Jr., who has, of course, got another name. His new name is Curry. Sano decided to name the creature and named him Curry. Why did they name him Curry? Because he just loves the curry. The way he wolfed down that first serving, Curry was the perfect name for him. Between that, Curry would actually visit Goten quite often. They actually begin to form a bit of a friendship, and that begins to make an even more impact on Cell Jr. or Curry, because suddenly he's forgetting about his mission to kill Gohan and the other Z Warriors. he doesn't really want to do that anymore. And one day, as the years go by, we are now jumping ahead to when Gohan is beginning school at Orange Star High School. All this time, he is not aware that Goten has been playing with this Cell Jr., this creature. No one is aware of it, except Piccolo and Dende, who are surveying the situation from above. Because remember, Dende senses everything. But at this point, they're not doing anything because they can tell that there is a change within this creature. And one day, as the years go by and Curry's gotten a bit older, has formed a bit more of his own identity, he actually fesses up to his surrogate mother Sano and surrogate father Ada and tells him the real reason he was created. That he was created to kill Gohan and the rest of Goku's friends, but he tells them he doesn't want to do this anymore. He doesn't want to do it. And they couldn't be more proud of their adopted son. Yeah, I guess you could say adopted son. And of course, them being personal friends of Goku, they're just relieved by this. And Cell Jr., Curry, I keep forgetting to say Curry decides that he wants to actually make up for what his father did in some shape or form. But he just doesn't know how to approach these other Z-Warriors in fear they might attack him and hurt him. And, he doesn't want to pick a fight here. He wants to do something nice. And Sano basically offers to go with him to Goku's place. After all, Cell Jr. knows the way. He's been there many times playing with Goten. And he flies off with Sano. And they end up going to Goku's place. And they're met up by Goten. Hey, Curry, what are you doing here? Because remember, Goten's now a bit older. Has Trunks been playing with Curry too? Yes, of course. Every time when Bulma brings Trunks over, they would run off and sneak off and play with Curry. Hey, Goten. This is my mother. Sano. And does Goten know the truth about who Curry really is? Yes, Goten actually told his best friend the truth. And Goten's like, "What? Why are you here? Aren't you worried you'll be discovered?" And Curry's just going, "Well, that's why I'm here. I want to introduce myself. And that's why I brought my mother with me." And they actually go up and knock on the door, and Goten says, "Mom, Gohan, I want you to meet my friend Curry and his mother." And they are just shocked to see a Cell Jr. standing there. You can imagine was pretty awkward. Goten's like, "Hey Mom, this is my friend I've been telling you about. He's been visiting me for years." And they are shocked because Chi-Chi thought Goten's friend was imaginary. Because they never met him until now, and they are shocked to see a creature that looks just like Cell standing there. Gohan is just sort of horrified. That thing, that's a Cell Jr. We fought these things in the Cell game. Goten, get away from it. But Sano does manage to explain to them that this Cell Jr. is not like the others. He has been living peacefully in Sano's village all this time, and has been a good little Cell Jr., doing his part for the community. And that sort of takes Gohan aback a little bit, gets him to, lower his hand that's got the key blast ready to fire. And Cell Jr., just in a comedic way, just gives Gohan and Chi-Chi a greeting, and it ends up sounding pretty much how Goku does a greeting when he's introduced to Beerus for the first time. "Hello, I am Curry. It is an honor for you to meet me, kind sir and madam. Salutations." Remember, Cell Jr. is actually quite a bit older than Goten. Cell Jr. already had an 8-year-old body. With the time skip that we've done, he'd be like a 13, 14-year-old boy. Still just young enough to join the junior division in the tournament, which we will get to a little later. Alright, so there's an awkward moment, Cell and Gohan sitting with his family having dinner, and Curry actually being really nice and helping Chi-Chi out with the dishes. I know, such a well-mannered Cell Jr., hey? And, well, Gohan starts catching on to the fact that Cell Jr. is absorbing trees to survive, to get that life energy he needs. And Gohan has a bit of an idea on how to solve that problem, and gives Cell Jr. a leftover sensu bean, just a sensu bean he's been holding on to all these years since the Cell games. And this actually manages to restore Cell Jr. to full health. Well there you go. We can just make sure we got sensu beans handy. Because remember, the sensu bean, not only does it restore someone to full health, it also keeps you full for 10 days. Perfect thing to be feeding Curry without damaging the environment at all, with him absorbing trees and plants. And is he eventually introduced to Vegeta, Bulma, and Trunks and Capsule Corp? Yes, but he's actually already friends with Trunks, because Goten and Trunks would play with Curry whenever Trunks came over. They played with him in secret. Did Trunks know what he was? Did Goten tell him? Yes, of course he did, which is why it was such a big secret. And Bulma was shocked. You knew about this all this time? I ought to ground you for 3 months, young man. But ultimately, Bulma was pretty quick to come around, but Vegeta, on the other hand, oh no. Vegeta remembers the humiliation he suffered at the hands of the Cell Juniors, and Cell, Vegeta wants to destroy this abomination. Fine, play with the creepy monster if you want to, but I'm warning you, he comes within 5 feet of me, I will destroy him myself. Yes, Vegeta is not happy about this at all. And then we basically head towards the whole Great Saiyaman thing with Gohan and Videl, the World Martial Arts Tournament. The difference is that Goten has 2 training partners this time. He has both Curry and Gohan doing training with him, which is a big help for the young half Saiyan. And everyone else is training just as they do in the anime, right up until the tournament begins and Goku's able to come back for his 24 hours. And he's shocked to see a Cell Jr. just standing there with the others. Now, in order to prevent a panic, they've had to disguise Curry in his own attire, just something to hide the wings and the tail and that sort of Cell-like crown on his head, just to prevent a panic. Much like how Junior had to go into a bit of a disguise when he fought Goku in the tournament. Goten, Trunks, and Curry all end up fighting in the junior division. That pretty much plays out per normal until we get to Curry battling with both the boys and ultimately winning the junior division, which puts him in his exhibition match with Hercule. And Curry, rather. I keep forgetting to say Curry. Curry has been waiting for this. And of course Hercule witnessing the fight, and he can tell, even without a tie, that this thing is one of those blue creatures from the Cell games. And those other two he was fighting were much like those heroes who opposed Cell. Hercule is in no hurry to get in there. But Curry, he's just sort of standing there with his hands out going... And he does go out there, and he's like, "All right there, little buddy, let the best man win. Don't forget that old champion's greeting." And as Cell Jr.'s just like, "Quit stalling, let's just get this over with." And that actually gets under Hercule's skin. He's like, "You got it, Pipsqueak!" And he charges him, and basically Curry knocks him out the ring, exactly like Cell did in the Cell games. Like, just that. And he is sent out of the ring into one of the stadium barricades. But of course, Hercule gets back up, and he's faking that he lost on purpose. What a punch, man! What a great little fighter! I love you all! And everyone, of course, buying the charade. But Cell Jr., he's just sort of sitting there cross-eyed, eyes closed with that smirk, just that sort of smirk that Cell used to do. And he just walks away. Now, Vegeta cannot stomach this. He can't stomach that for the second time he has been humiliated by one of these Cell Jr. creatures. First, when the Cell Juniors basically mopped the floor with him during the Cell games, and when his son losing to this teenager-looking Bugman. Vegeta cannot take it. But he knows if he does, he'll have everyone else jumping on him. And the rest of the tournament pretty much plays out per normal, with them meeting Supreme Kai and Kibito, who are interested in meeting this Goku they've heard so much about. But of course, they're not really interested in the tournament. They're here, keeping their eyes on Spopovich and Yamu. Videl and Spopovich, their fight plays out as per normal, and just as brutal as the anime, with Gohan turning Super Saiyan and ultimately putting a stop to the whole thing. And Videl is of course later given a sensu bean. She's up walking again, all hunky-dory, and Gohan then begins to have his fight with Kibito, which is of course interrupted by Spopovich and Yamu, who grab him and steal his energy as per normal. And that is when Supreme Kai reveals his real intention of being at the World Tournament was to keep an eye on Spopovich and Yamu, knowing that the only reason they're even at the tournament is to steal energy for Babidi so they can unleash Majin Buu. Of course, Yamu and Spopovich fly away, and Supreme Kai, having explained the situation, and Goku, Vegeta and the others decide to follow off after him. Gohan and Videl and Kibito following close behind after Gohan's all patched up, and Curry, who's also curious about the entire situation, he decides to fly off and follow them as well. He quickly catches up to Kibito and Gohan because they got Videl, they're flying a bit slower. And of course Videl ends up turning back because she just can't keep up that pace of flight, as well as the rest of the Dragon team, because, well, they've had more practice with it and are a lot more powerful at this point. So Kibito, Gohan and Curry fly off and catch up to the others relatively quickly. Vegeta going, did you really have to bring that Bugman? Who's to say he won't side with the enemy on this and betray us all? Vegeta does not trust Curry one little bit. Even though Curry hasn't done one single evil thing since coming into existence, but hey, that's not good enough for Vegeta, no. And of course, they arrive outside Barbady's ship, and they are observing the situation. And of course, they witness Barbady kill Spopovich and Yamu after they hand over the energy to him. And were followed by the Supreme Kai and a bunch of other strong guys.
Well, it would seem that Spopovich and Yamu were careless. It would seem the Supreme Kai has followed them, along with some strong guys. With their energy, we'll be able to unleash Majin Buu a lot quickly. Deborah, why don't you say hi to our guests?
And of course, Bui and Barbie head into the ship, and Deborah, of course, makes his appearance, killing Kibito on sight, and of course, using his demonic spit on Piccolo and Krillin, turning them to stone. Of course, they will only return to normal once Deborah is defeated, and that, of course, makes the others chase after Deborah. Along with Curry, because don't forget Curry is there as well, so you've got Gohan, Vegeta, Goku, Curry, and the Supreme Kai in the ship this time. Bui and Vegeta fight in Stage 1 as per normal, and Bui is defeated easily, same with Goku versus Yakan. Now, we get to Stage 3. Who battles Deborah? We get to Stage 3. Who battles Deborah? Curry. It's actually Curry's turn to fight this time. And the battle between Deborah, and in this scenario, Curry, is significantly different than Deborah's battle with Gohan, with Deborah not even really being able to land a hit on Curry, because unlike Gohan, Curry does not go soft. He's, like I said, again, he's more powerful than what his father was at this point. And Deborah just not able to land a hit on him. Vegeta is not liking this one bit. You see what I mean? This creature is too powerful to be trusted or left alive. I oughta just obliterate both Deborah and this bug man once and for all. And Deborah, of course, catches wind of this. He can sense Vegeta's malice, his hostility, his anger, his rage. And Deborah has come up with a new plan, suddenly telling Barbady to end the fight. Master, I've something to tell you right now. We must end this fight now. Everyone confused. Oh, don't worry. There is a new fighter who will fight you in my stead, and he will be more than a match for any of you. Supreme Kai works it out pretty much right away. That's going to be Vegeta. It's him! Pointing at Vegeta in sort of horror. And that is when Barbady uses his magic. And suddenly, the spell has hold of Vegeta, who's writhing in agony. Vegeta, you must fight it! You must fight this! Don't let Barbady take hold of you! But of course, it is much too late. The spell takes a hold of Vegeta, and we get that classic character that is Majin Vegeta! But this time, Vegeta's frustrations and anger, all this evil that he is now conjured up, is not pointed at Goku or even Gohan. It is pointed directly at Curry. He's just sort of pointing straight at Curry. Now, you and I will settle this, Bugman! I will have my revenge! And of course, Barbady then transfers him. Then, of course, Barbary transports them straight back to the tournament grounds, which the tournament has concluded per normal, with Hercule winning the Battle Royal because 18 throws in the towel, and, of course, Trunks and Goten being exposed as the disguised Mighty Mask and being disqualified. Curry's standing there, he's looking all serious, and he realizes what Vegeta is about to do, that he's about to attack the spectators in the tournament, and he just goes, "There's no need to do that, Vegeta. If you really want to fight perfection again, then very well, I will fight you." Vegeta, of course, lowering his hand, he's but, of course, Goku assists Barbary. "Barbary, if you want this fight to happen, then transport us away from people." And, of course, Barbary is alright to actually go along with this request, because after all, it's the energy he wants from this battle. He doesn't care about the other people. Majin Buu can have fun killing them all later. So, why not? And they're in the wasteland where originally Goku, and they are transported to the wasteland where Goku and Majin Vegeta would have had their battle, but this time we get Curry versus Majin Vegeta instead, while Goku and Gohan go with Supreme Kai down further along the ship in order to stop Majin Buu. Now, the battle between Curry and Majin Vegeta is actually significantly different than Majin Vegeta's battle with Goku. Curry being more smarter. He knows if he takes damage, it'll give energy to Majin Buu, so he's doing his best not to get hit. He's only counter-attacking when he absolutely needs to, but this, of course, just infuriates Vegeta further. "Stand and fight, you coward! I will obliterate everything!" And Majin Vegeta gets a really good hit in Curry, and this pretty much stirs up Curry to the point where Curry is actually fighting and giving it his all. You know, better off just giving Vegeta what he wants. But of course, Curry Saiyan cells are actually making Curry get more into the battle, and the battle is beginning to become more intense. And meanwhile, Goku, Gohan, and Shin the Supreme Kai eventually stumble upon the cocoon Majin Buu is in, and they attempt to destroy it, but it's much too late. The energy that the ball got, thanks to Curry and Majin Vegeta's fight, actually does result in the awakening of Majin Buu. Curry and Vegeta, sensing this, decide, yes, it's time for their battle to come to an end. What Curry basically saying, "Vegeta, whatever problems you and I are having can wait until after this situation is done, because the energy I'm sensing, it's 50 times worse than what you dealt with against my father. You know it and I know it. It's time to stop this. I have your cells, Vegeta. You know I am right." And of course, Vegeta does comply with this. And with that, they both begin to take a sensu bean, and Vegeta's thinking of knocking out Curry, but Vegeta goes to knock out Curry, but Curry, of course, sees this coming, teleports behind Vegeta, and knocks Vegeta out. And takes one of the sensu beans for himself. And he goes, basically, before flying off, he's like, "I'm sorry for everything my father did to you to cause this distrust between us. And if this is the only way that I can convince you that I mean no harm to this planet, or you, or any other Dragon Team, then so be it." Curry then flies off. Meanwhile, Gohan and Trunks, not Gohan, sorry, Goten and Trunks catch up with the Dragon Team. You know, finding the whole statues of Krillin and Piccolo, and that whole thing plays out per normal. And they see what Majin Buu. They then see Majin Buu, and now Majin Buu has killed Deborah and woken Krillin, which of course restores Krillin and Piccolo to their normal states. They're no longer stones. And of course, witnessing what Goku and Gohan are going through battling this thing. Goku and Gohan both basically taken out by Buu. Could Goku have gone Super Saiyan 3? Yes, but unfortunately Buu got to him before his guard was down. You know, Goku underestimating the enemy. Typical Saiyan behavior. This thing is not going to be stopped. Then suddenly, Curry appears at the scene, and he is battling with Buu and actually doing a decent job. Wow, Goten, look at Curry. No wonder we couldn't beat him during the tournament. He's actually kicking Buu's butt. This being temporary success because of, Buu's regenerative abilities and whatnot, and Curry does begin to end up on the losing side of this battle, and which basically ends with Goten and Trunks having to rescue him, much like how they rescue Vegeta in the original anime. But it's Curry they rescue, and they all want to fight alongside Curry, but Curry is not going to endanger his friends. He's not going to endanger his best friends. And so he basically feigns it, like, okay, we could take them on together. You know what? Alright, we can take them on together. Why not? And Curry ends up knocking them both out, and Piccolo and Krillin arrive at the scene, and he insists that they take the boys and get out of here. And basically, Piccolo can sense Curry's intention. And he's like, Piccolo basically flies off without a word, and Piccolo basically flies off with the boys without a word, but says to Curry, "Best of luck, kid. Best of luck, kid. Make sure it isn't for nothing." And well, Curry ends up teleporting before Buu. Let me show you the true power of perfection. He grabs a hold of Buu and uses instant transmission. Yes. Remember, this Cell Jr., Curry was spawned after Perfect Cell's recovery, after he does his big explosion with Goku. So this Cell Jr. does know instant transmission. He sort of picked it up over the years as he was training. And he teleports Majin Buu to the outer regions of space, as far out of space as he can carry him, and Curry begins powering up to that fashion that Perfect Cell did, powering up to that state that his father did when he tries to take out the entire Dragon Team of the planet. You know when Cell destroys King Kai's planet? We're getting a repeat with that, but it's Curry, and this time he's not endangering anyone else, he's only endangering himself and Majin Buu. The explosion goes off without a hitch, and the explosion engulfs both him and Buu. Did Buu survive? Did Curry survive? Of course they did, both of them did. Majin Buu's pieces began raining down on Earth, and Majin Buu, of course, reconstructs himself like he usually does. Which pretty much leads to Buu and Babidi doing their whole rampage thing. throughout the city. Now, meanwhile, Goku has since recovered. He can't sense Supreme Kai or Gohan's energy. They're alive, of course, but they're really badly beaten, so Goku's just sort of assuming the worst. But he does find Vegeta. He can still sense Vegeta. He's alive and well. He was only knocked out by Curry, after all. And he basically grabs Vegeta, and with everyone else who survived, the boys, Piccolo and all that, they all head up to the lookout using Goku's instant transmission. Vegeta still has the margin sign on his head because Babidi hasn't been killed yet. But finally, in the deep reaches of space, Curry has regenerated, just like his father did. And just like his father, Curry gets quite a Zenkai boost from it. You know, blowing himself near death, all that Saiyan DNA in his system. Yes, Curry gets one heck of a Zenkai boost from this, using instant transmission to bring himself back to where he was, you know, where everyone else was last seen. And he actually does manage to pick up on Gohan's energy and Supreme Kai's. He finds Supreme Kai first along the way, who's walking towards Gohan, and with Curry's help, they easily find Gohan, and Supreme Kai is a little worried, because Gohan is at the point where we could actually lose him. He could kill over any second. And without Kibito there to heal him, what were they going to do? Well, this is actually where Curry surprises everyone. This is pretty much down to basically Curry having a good nature unlike his father. Curry actually, surprisingly, unlocks the ability to heal people. Him having, you know, Piccolo cells and Kami cells. But DB Rai, you're not sticking to the facts. Now you're just making stuff up. Unsubscribe! Well, at this point, you know, Akira Toriyama can make things up, and, well, he's the original creator, of course he can. You know, I don't see why not. I don't think this is too much of a stretch. With Curry being more good nature than what his father is, and, you know, I really cannot see why Kami could not have unlocked this ability himself. So, why not have that? This would lead to Gohan being healed just like he is in the original, and because Curry has instant transmission, they can go to the world of the Kais, and Supreme Kai can realize his plan of allowing Gohan to use the Z-Sword in order to fight Boo. Now meanwhile, everyone on the lookout is licking their wounds, Vegeta, of course, as well, who actually find that his M symbol has disappeared during the time that Curry, Gohan, and Supreme Kai have started putting their plan into action. Vegeta has since lost the margin sign on his head. And how is that? Well, we've got Bulma to thank for that. Even though Vegeta did not kill anyone in the tournament grounds this time, because Curry, sensing what Vegeta was about to do, you know, him having Vegeta cells in him, Curry was able to prevent Vegeta from destroying the tournament, just going basically, very well, I will fight you. If you really want to try and stand against perfection again, I will fight you. Bulma could tell that there was something seriously wrong with her husband. You know, woman's intuition, that sort of thing, evil energy coming from Vegeta. So she is going around looking for the Dragon Balls, and she actually asks the Eternal Dragon to make, basically, she doesn't quite understand what had happened to her husband, but she basically says, can you make my husband, can you make Vegeta the way he was? Actually works. I don't believe this sort of wish would be beyond the Eternal Dragon's power. I reckon the Eternal Dragon would be able to easily undo what Babidi has done. So, Vegeta's symbol has since disappeared. Vegeta is back to normal, and with Vegeta around and Goku still having quite a bit of time left on his planet, because he didn't exert a whole lot of energy battling with Boo, Goku was basically just quickly knocked out. he didn't exert his energy that much because he didn't fight with Margin Vegeta this time. Curry did that for him. So this would allow Goku to actually teach the fusion dance not only to Goten and Trunks, but also with Vegeta. Does Goku use instant transmission to bring Bulma, Videl, Chi-Chi, and everyone else to look out? Yes, that does happen. And Goku does inform everyone of what's happened with Gohan, that he thinks they're dead and whatnot. But of course, Videl knows deep down, just somehow, someway, Gohan is alive. Young love. And with them realizing they left the Dragon Radar behind, because by the time this is done, they're going to have to repair all the damage that Boo and Babidi are causing. And with they have Trunks look for the Dragon Radar, and well, Goku actually does try to talk Vegeta into fusing with him and becoming Gogeta, and just put an end to this. Oh, Vegeta, come on, we don't do this. Everyone could be killed. Goten, Trunks, even Bulma. And this, of course, isn't enough to get Vegeta to actually comply with Goku. Fine, Kakarot, but not a word to anyone. Everyone's pretty much there to witness this, and everyone's having a bit of a chuckle at Vegeta doing these fusion. This, we do get Gogeta in this timeline, who uses instant transmission, and they basically kill Babidi straight off, and Boo is not having an easy time fighting with the fused Vegeta and Goku. In fact, this actually leads to Gogeta defeating Boo easily. Yeah, Boo is defeated and destroyed. And that's pretty much all she wrote. The Boo saga is pretty much taken care of right then and there. And Supreme Kai, basically sensing this from where he is, how about that? Someone has taken care of Boo. Gohan, doing his training with the Z-Sword, what? Yeah, everything's okay. You can, put the sword down if everything's all done. Remember, this is your basic Majin Buu. We haven't had the whole Evil Buu, Super Buu, or any of that happen yet. This actually led to Buu being a lot weaker than he is, and Gogeta is just more than enough to handle Babidi and Buu. It's over! It's finished. This really actually does cut the Buu saga really short, and a key element to their success is the fact that Curry was around, who fought Majin Vegeta instead, and of course managed to do a bit of damage himself, you know, his whole explosion thing. This bought everyone the time they needed to better prepare for Buu, and it was just a matter of talking Vegeta into doing the fusion. That and the fusion done, this actually does run Goku's time out. You know, the whole fusion of the pair, using all that power to face Buu, does run Goku's time out, and he has to go back to Otherworld, and when he makes his return, he's able to sense Gohan's increasing energy, and Supreme Kai, and even Curry's. Then meets up with them and tells them, so Videl was right, you are alive, and Curry too, well that's a relief. And Supreme Kai's asking Goku what's going on down there. We can't sense Babidi or Boo's energy anymore. Oh well, Vegeta and I kinda took care of that. We did the whole fusion dance and we put a stop to it all. Fusion, now why didn't I think of that? Supreme Kai of course doesn't know about Potara fusion, but he didn't quite expect that Goku would have knew the fusion dance. Well, Goku of course questioned about it, so what is that thing? Well, this is the Z-Sword. We're gonna have Gohan train up to beat Buu with it.
Well, I can certainly tell it's done wonders. I mean, look at how much you powered up.
Curry's like, yeah, I'll say. I'm almost keen for a sparring match right here, right now. And, well, Goku has the bright idea to test how powerful the sword is, throw in the whole boulder in it that Gohan's able to cut through easily. And then, of course, they throw that sacred stone at it, you know, that stuff that is really, really rock hard, and snaps the Z-sword, and we get Elder Kai.
Well, thank you for freeing me, young man, and...
Would Gohan actually have his sleep powers awakened? Actually think not. Not in this particular timeline. I mean, they've already beaten Boo, and there's no really point in really awakening Gohan, having him unlock, of course, Mystic Gohan. So with that, Goku basically, Curry and Gohan basically take their leave and go back to Lookout. They may as well. The battle's over.
It's over. It's done. Why are you still here? Go! Go home!
Curry, along with Gohan, do meet up with the rest of the Dragon Team on the Lookout, and Snow and Android number 8, Ada, are just happy to see their adopted son alive and well and kicking. With a clothes beam, of course, he does have his gi back on, his little beanie hat. Curry has actually become accustomed to that look. He actually quite likes that look. I wonder what they're going to do about these cities. They could wait 6 months to use Shenron again with the Dragon Balls. And that's where Goku pipes up. We can use the Namek Dragon Balls instead. New Namek is just a quick instant transmission trip. Elder Kai a bit, opposed to this. He doesn't want to use the Namek Dragon Balls to fix all this, but keep in mind that this whole mess is pretty much the Kai's fault. He has no choice but to allow them to use the Namekian Dragon Balls. And, of course, since the Frieza incident, the Nameks have made Porunga a lot more powerful than what he was originally. They have the three wishes, as well as the ability to resurrect multiple people, so they would use the Dragon Balls to wish back everyone who was killed by Boo, Babidi, and any of his henchmen. And of course, the second wish was to restore the cities the way they were. The Elder Kai actually decides to use the last wish to give Goku back his life. A reward for everything he did to stop Majin Buu. After all, him being dead, he didn't really have any business really sticking his neck out to stop Boo, but he did it anyway. So I think it's fair that the Sun family get their fallen hero back, so Goku can live the rest of his life with his family, be able to have a role in raising Goten. And this would mean Goku would have chances to spar with Curry, because Goku's actually been pretty keen to have a few matches with Curry. To fight a sort of perfect Cell who isn't a bad guy? Why the heck not? And as for Vegeta and Curry, Vegeta's still a bit grumpy towards Curry, but he's more or less come around. Everything Curry did to try and save his family and friends was admirable in the prince's eyes, and Vegeta has learnt that yes, he can trust this creature. He's not going to go nuts and try and destroy the planet or any of them. Cool is basically their big cover-up guy who basically keeps their identities a secret by taking credit for all their exploits, which is perfectly fine. Last thing Bulma and Chi-Chi want are reporters stopping by their homes all the time, them trying to get a glimpse of the Saiyans. Things on Dragon Ball Super pretty much play out as per normal, with Goku starting up his vegetable farming business, and of course eating most of the stock and trying to sneak in some training whenever he gets the chance, and while poor Goten's doing all the work. And Goku's training is actually proving to be a bit more effective this time around because Curry actually likes to have sparring matches and training matches with Goku. So they're keeping each other in prime shape, and of course having to rescue Goten, when he drives the tractor, off the mountain. Goten too busy watching the fight, not watching where he's driving the tractor. Kids. So easily distracted. So while all that's going down, and so thanks to Hercule actually giving Goku a handout just like he does in the original, Chi-Chi does allow Goku to run off to King Kai's planet and begin training. Curry was tempted to join him, but he wasn't getting out of going to Bulma's party. Meanwhile, while all that's going on, a certain someone has woken up from his 30-year nap. And that would be Lord Beerus the Destroyer. He has finally woken up, and he's been doing his thing, the whole destroyer thing. Destroying planets on a whim, and trying to find meaning in these dreams he's had. Looking for this Super Saiyan God? I know, Super Saiyan God. We hear it all the time. And eventually, his trail leads him to King Kai's planet, and the whole Goku challenging Beerus happens as per normal, ending exactly the same, and of course Goku having no knowledge of this Super Saiyan God person that he's looking for. Well, my lord, Vegeta and all that live on Earth, we could pop in and just visit him. Perhaps he knows something about this Super Saiyan God. That's not a bad idea, Whis. Tell me, they have anything good to eat there? That's, Beerus for you, always thinking with his stomach. That, Beerus and Whis take their leave as per normal, and King Kai, after Goku wakes up,
This ain't good at all. If anything happens to upset Beerus, he's likely to blow up the entire planet. Well, we better make sure that doesn't happen.
And of course, King Kai gets in touch with Vegeta and fills him in on the whole situation, and that flicker of fear in Vegeta's face is just something that has never been seen before. I mean, the mere mention of Beerus, someone we haven't heard of before, somehow brings Prince Vegeta to his knees. But that's because Vegeta has met Beerus before. He remembers the time back on planet Vegeta with his father groveling at the feet of Beerus, and Beerus treating his father like he was nothing. And, of course, also treated Prince Vegeta like he was nothing. And Vegeta remembers exactly who Beerus was and knows exactly what Beerus will do if something sets him off. So, with that, Vegeta is running around trying to make sure everything is presentable. And, well, Vegeta wasn't the only one who overheard that little telepathic communication. Curry heard it as well. Well, dearie right, how is Curry able to do such things? Well, he does have Goku cells in him, as well as Vegeta's, Piccolo's, and Kami's. So yes, he does have some telepathic ability, and he was eavesdropping on the conversation. And even Curry had a flicker of fear of Beerus. Considering he has Vegeta and Frieza cells, those cells are sort of reacting to the news, and Curry knows this Beerus guy is going to mean business. So you got Curry and Vegeta working together to make sure things go perfectly for when Beerus arrives. And of course, Beerus does arrive and has his bit of a chat with Vegeta.
Tell me, Vegeta, with all your travels within space and the cosmos, have you ever heard or come across the phrase Super Saiyan God? Super Saiyan God? No, your lordship, I haven't heard of such a thing.
And, this does irritate Beerus somewhat, and he's torturing Vegeta a little bit. Gotta absolutely make sure Vegeta's telling the truth, that sort of thing. And that's when Bulma shows up and says, "Hi, you must be Vegeta's friends." Yeah, Bulma. Completely misreading the situation here, but anyway. I'm Bulma. I'm Vegeta's wife, aka / the birthday girl. And Bulma basically invites Beerus the Destroyer to take part in the celebration and enjoy the food and all that. And, Beerus is all for a good meal. And, this is not good for Vegeta, because Vegeta was just sort of hoping he'd just answer Beerus' questions and he'd leave. But nah, all that nice, good smelling Earth food, oh no. Beerus is not going anywhere. Stuffing his face into kebabs, a lot of idiotic things go down, including the boys, Goten and Trunks, accidentally splashing Beerus, him getting a little irritated, and Vegeta, offers to make him his special meal. Prince Vegeta knowing how to cook? That's a new one. And well, that of course goes down. And Beerus are looking curiously at Curry. My lord, that creature actually looks very familiar. Yeah, he kind of looks like Frieza in a way. Look at him. Yeah, but not only that, I seem to recall that one of these creatures actually tried to destroy the planet once. I wonder what he's doing here, of all things. This could actually be very suspicious, Whis. We better keep our eyes open on this one. Beerus can definitely sense, some glimpse of Frieza vibes. After all, Beerus did say he would destroy Frieza if they ever run into him again. Well, things seem to have been going pretty good, and it would seem that Beerus was actually going to leave. And, Beerus says, you really should try this delicacy of this pudding. It's so nice. Yeah, and how many of those cups have you had, Whis? Did you leave any for your lordship? I'm the deity here, Whis. Oh, there's still a few more left, and by the time they get to the plate, there is only one left. Yeah, Pilaf and his minions, Shao and Mai, are kind of pigged out on the puddings. And, well, luckily, Curry grabs the last one, and the entire tray. So, just this one little pudding cup on this massive tray that apparently Mai Shu and Zhao single-handedly demolished. And Curry's just going, no worries, my lord, saved you one last pudding cup. And Curry proceeds to walk over there to bring it to him, and the others basically pile up on him, asking Curry all these different questions. How have things been for him, all those things. 'Cause they haven't seen much of Curry, since the Boo arc, so they were curious to catch up. And, with all these people crowding, he accidentally loses his balance, the pudding cup goes flying, and it lands right on the top of Beerus' head. No pudding cup. No Super Saiyan God. That's it. I am mad! And the fight breaks out. But hey, at least Majin Buu wasn't there to muck things up, yeah? This time, it's all on Curry and everyone who crowded him. And, yeah, the fight breaks out, and Beerus pretty much mops the floor with all of them, including Trunks and Goten fusing into Gotenks, and, Gotenks gets that big spanking he gets from Beerus, just like the original. You bad, bad boy! Pudding may be a delicacy you get to enjoy every day, but I've never had it before. Just the sound of pudding makes my mouth water. Pudding! But curiously, when Curry tries his hand of facing Beerus. Curry's actually holding his own. Curry's a lot less predictable than the other fighters, considering he has all the other cells of all the other fighters. And, Curry just never went soft over the years. He still kept his training up. Curry was able to take Beerus by surprise for a little bit, but eventually, of course, Beerus does turn the tables on Curry, and he, of course, is also beaten. Bad. In fact, I seem to sense a lot of energy from you. A bit of Frieza, a bit of the Saiyans, and the rest of the people here. What are you? That is when, of course, Bulma walks up and gives Beerus a huge slap in the face, and Beerus done dare strike Vegeta's woman. And, well, we know what happens there. You bastard! How could you do that to my Bulma? And Vegeta, of course, powers up. Powers up to the point that his power surpassed even Goku's, and Vegeta actually turns the tables on Beerus and actually gets quite a few good hits in, just like what happens per normal. And, well, Beerus still barely even using any of his power, just powers up that little bit more and overpowers Vegeta. Well, I'll take some pride in knowing that it took Beerus the Destroyer to destroy me. Yes, that is an excellent way to look at your death, Prince. Your honor shall remain intact. Of course, that's basically when Goku shows up and convincing Bulma to hand over the Dragon Balls and summon Shenron, who, of course, they then ask, how do they summon a Super Saiyan God? And, well, Goku explaining, of course, that this is all for Beerus the Destroyer, and for the first time ever, you see Shenron in view. Beerus the Destroyer, he's here? Hello there, my lord. Yes, I will get on that for you immediately. Yes, my lord. And tells them all about the legend of the Super Saiyan God, and of course the ritual needing to summon one. Yep, 5 Saiyans restoring their power into another, and then of course the whole attempt to bring the Super Saiyan God begins with Vegeta, Goten, Gohan, and Trunks forming a circle around Goku and putting their energy into Goku. But of course, Goku did get momentarily stronger, but he was not a Super Saiyan God. It didn't work. They messed up the count. 5 Saiyans need to put their power into 1, which of course means the total Saiyans they need is 6. We need 6? Oh, where are we gonna get another one of those? Goku just sort of stumbling and thinking. Videl is considering joining the pile because she is pregnant with Gohan's half-child, but this is actually when Curry steps up and says, what about me? Think about it. I have Saiyan DNA. There's no reason this wouldn't work. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, it's certainly worth a try. If his lordship will just give us another minute. Very well. Is my reward for being so patient. And of course, they add Curry to the count, so now we've got 4 Saiyans and Curry in the circle, Goku in the center, and the whole ritual actually works, which means Videl gets to keep her pregnancy a secret from Gohan a little longer. She'll surprise him some other time with the news. And we get Goku in his Super Saiyan God form. Vegeta, of course, scolding, why does Kakarot get to be the one? And the whole Super Saiyan God Goku versus Beerus fight goes all without a hitch and plays out exactly per normal, with Beerus changing his mind about destroying the Earth. Goku still ultimately losing the fight to Beerus, but Beerus respects him enough not to destroy the planet, and besides, it'll give something for Beerus to look forward to in the future, having using about 70% of his power. If Goku gets stronger, he can have a more fun fight with him in the future. And of course, we gotta keep Earth alive, because Beerus wants another chance to try some of those pudding cups. And of course, all the other Earth delicacies that he hasn't tried. There is many more. What was on that ship was only the tip of the iceberg. But of course, Beerus is not going to admit that, so he just fakes falling asleep like he does in the original, when he's pretending to charge up his energy to destroy the planet, just... And Whis takes off with Beerus, and they pretty much go home, and again, it would seem Goku has made yet another new friend in Beerus. And I think that is where we're going to leave things for now. So what do you guys think? Did you like this beginning of Dragon Ball Super? I'm liking Curry's addition into the series, and I think it's going to differ with the Resurrection of F arc. All these questions and more will be answered next time. And until then, this is DB Rice signing off. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get this discussion going. Hey guys, DB Rice here, and today I am continuing with that what if I started as sort of an April Fool's joke, and that is, what if Cell Jr. turned good? And we've done this story for quite a while now. We've done 4 parts, so now up to a part 5. And this basically told the story of One Cell Jr. escaping Gohan's fury during the Cell games, mostly because Cell pretty much gave birth to the Cell Jr. at the very last second during their final beam struggle, and basically this ended up with Cell Jr. ending up in Sinnoh's village and being raised by Android number 8 and Sinnoh, and basically the whole influence of that loving family pretty much led to Cell Jr. becoming a good person, or a good creature. And after one day attempting to assassinate Gohan and his entire family, he ends up meeting the 2-year-old Goten, and they sort of form a bit of a friendship, and they've been secretly friends for like the next 6 years, around the time when Gohan starts going to high school. And at some point, Curry, that is what Sinnoh decided to name Cell Jr. after he wolfed down a bowl of curry when they first met him. Bit of a fitting name. Definitely a bit of Goku's influence in Cell at play there. Wolfing down many bowls of curry. And this led to Sinnoh going with Curry while he basically introduced himself to the entire Z Warriors and the entire Dragon team, and pretty much most except Vegeta pretty much took to the kid right away, and this led to things in the Buu saga going quite differently, with Majin Vegeta taking out his frustrations on Curry instead of Goku. But that whole change led to the Buu saga going very differently, and they were able to defeat Buu really easily, with Goku and Vegeta still being there. Goku teaching Vegeta fusion, pretty much becoming Gogeta, and they pretty much defeat Buu really quickly, while Curry pretty much was licking his wounds after he tried to blow himself up to destroy Buu in outer space, in the fashion that Perfect Cell tried to destroy everyone in the Cell games. But he was doing it to try and rescue his friends, and once and for all prove to Vegeta that he was
that Curry was one of the good guys. And now we moved on to the years, and Beerus has awoken, and that pretty much played out as per normal, but with Beerus and Whis sort of being quite curious about this Curry person. You know, he was pretty powerful. They could sense Saiyan energy with him, but they could sense that there was a bit of Frieza within this thing as well. And Whis, of course, recognizing Curry's like, oh, hang on, isn't this one of the creatures who tried to destroy the planet? How interesting. And with that, of course, the whole Goku Super Saiyan God ritual actually goes off without a hitch. Only difference really being is that Videl didn't have to reveal to Gohan that she was pregnant early on because Curry has Saiyan DNA in him, and apparently the ritual still worked. So Goku was able to tap into Super Saiyan God, and the whole battle between Goku and Beerus plays out as per normal, and, you know, them forming their little friendship at the end, and we are now heading into the Resurrection of F saga, where basically Whis has agreed to train Goku, Vegeta, and Curry. Whis cannot deny the potential that Curry has, and, you know, with permission from his family, he was allowed to go along. And as far as tapping into the Super Saiyan God power and learning divine energy and all that, Curry is actually he's actually the best student Whis has. He's a better understanding. You know, he's got Piccolo's intelligence, and, you know, he's a bit of Frieza in him, and, you know, he doesn't just have the same brutes in his collective. He's got all the intelligence of all the other characters as well, as we know. And with that, Curry actually adapts to using godlike energy relatively quick. And so does he achieve like a Super Saiyan blue aura? Actually, no. I actually found that would actually be pretty redundant, considering he's already blue-skinned, being a Cell Junior. So you wouldn't really be able to tell if he's using it or not. So I reckon it would work. His transformation would work more like Frieza's. So we get more like a golden Cell Junior, a golden Curry, and his Frieza influence and cells are pretty much taking the transformation, I guess you could say. Huh. Well, that's kind of weird. How come I'm not going blue like you guys? Well, Curry, you're always blue. I don't think we'd be able to tell. So, guess you went gold instead.
Huh. Looks like a ridiculous knockoff to me.
So meanwhile, while this has gone down, Frieza has been resurrected since and has begun his training and is now committing his invasion of Earth. Tell me now, where is that Goku? I wish to have a... Well, you know how that goes. Tell me, is Goku not here yet? I'll tell you what, I will wait 10 more seconds for him. And of course, you know, that whole battle pretty much plays out per normal, and with Gohan raising his power level that high that everyone, that Curry, Vegeta, and Goku detect Gohan's power level, and they use instant transmission and appear there, and the battle between Goku and Frieza pretty much goes off without a hitch, pretty much going out the same, and this is the first time Curry's actually looking upon Frieza. Huh, so that's Frieza, right? Huh, I can see where I get my temper from. And everyone's, you know, just sitting there enjoying the show, and, you know, and Vegeta getting impatient. Hang on, Kakarot, You said we'd take turns. Oh, but I'm just getting warmed up. And this actually begins to get on Curry's nerves. He just sort of goes, okay, if you guys are not going to take this seriously, I will fight him. And well, Curry basically just rushes in and starts battling with Frieza. And Goku and Vegeta just can't get a word in. And with that, Frieza basically is surprised he's being challenged by this Bugman. You know, he was just being challenged by Goku, but this weird Bugman. You know, you kind of look familiar. You kind of look like my father. And Curry's just like, well, you are sort of a part of me. And Frieza goes into his golden transformation, and Curry pretty much does the same thing. You see, I am an android created by Dr. Giro. He took some cells from you when you visited Earth, not that, you know, all those years ago. You know, when, trucks, you know, made, sushi out of you. What? How dare you? And the battle between Curry and Frieza is a pretty epic fight, except basically Curry's taken this a bit more seriously than what Goku was. Does Sorbet get a surprise shot in on Cell or Goku or anyone from that matter? Actually, no. During the battle with Frieza, Curry knocks one of the beams, and pretty much that beam ends up hitting Sorbet because, well, Curry spotted him lurking in the corner. Remember, Curry is essentially a reincarnation of Cell, and one thing Cell was not is a complete idiot. And, well, it gets to the point where Frieza's burning through the energy, and he pretty much ends up fading. Ends up fading back to his final form, and of course Frieza does end up blowing up the planet like he does in the original. The only difference is Vegeta is with Whis and everyone as well, so Vegeta survives at this point. Pretty much Curry rest of the world is taken out, and Whis has to do his temporal time do-over to fix everything up. So basically Curry ended up making the same mistake as Vegeta. You know, playing with Frieza a little too much. Which is, you know, makes sense because he's got Frieza cells as well, and, you know, Frieza likes to play with his opponents too, so unfortunately Curry just has that flaw. Him, after his lecturing of taking this seriously, he's just as bad as Goku and Vegeta. He just won't admit it. So with that whole thing gets the whole temporal do-over, and Whis tells Vegeta and Goku to take this seriously. You only got a couple of minutes to stop this, because that's as far as Whis can go back. And both Vegeta and Goku actually fly off together, and basically Goku's firing up a Kamehameha while Vegeta's powering up a Final Flash, and they eviscerate Frieza together. And basically fill in with Curry about what had happened, that he made a mistake and Frieza ended up blowing up the planet. Now, unlike Vegeta, Curry's actually thankful for this. He can actually appreciate what Vegeta and Goku just did. Unlike, you know, when Goku did that for Vegeta, Vegeta got all angry and defensive about it. And that pretty much concludes the resurrection of F-Saga, and I think Curry achieves a new transformation. His blue parts turning gold and becomes Golden Curry.
What? That's not even fair. Oh, I thought I could only do that.
Frieza was saying, and because, well, Curry, remember, does have Frieza cells in him, he's able to take out Frieza just like that, knowing he was about to destroy the planet and use Sorbet to take a cheap shot. Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen this time around.
because, in a way, Curry's family. And, well, thanks to that, with Golden Frieza dead, well, things have sort of gone back to normal with, for Curry. Goku and Vegeta are still off-world, training with Beerus every chance they get, giving the God of Destruction and Whis their fee of a good meal. And meanwhile, Curry has, he's gone back home and spent more time in his village, and, being the, looker he is, he's actually managed to find himself a girlfriend. Just another girl in his village who basically admired him for a long time, and, she's basically known him since he was like a rowdy little thing. And this girl's name is Valerie. Just a local girl from the village, and they just sort of connected. And with Curry having human cells, he actually understands love a bit better, than Saiyans. So his love and romantic side is more like a human's than Saiyans, sorry. And well, and with that, things begin to heat up again with this announcement of some sort of tournament between the two Destroyer brothers, Lord Beerus and his brother Champa, and they need a small team together to have their exhibition tournament with Champa. Of course, the whole thing is just a ridiculous bet, and don't worry though, the world's not in danger or anything like that. It just means if the Dragon Team loses, Lord Champa gets their Earth, and basically his sneaky way of trying to steal all the good food from Beerus, but Beerus will not have it. And well, the team is assembled, with Goku, of course, Vegeta, Piccolo, Curry, taking the spot of Majin Buu, because remember, Majin Buu is not in this reality, and of course, Monako. I'm pretty sure that's his name, Monako, the one Beerus picks. Let me know in the comments if that's his name. I'm pretty sure it is, if my memory serves me right. And of course, Curry and Piccolo aren't really buying this whole Monako being the strong guy that Beerus claims. And Curry having, Frieza's intelligence as well as Piccolo, he's not buying this for a second. But Goku, of course, is all, wow, you're really strong. We need to go head to head. We need to go head to head sometime. Bring it on. You are not to harm this. You are not to even look in his direction, Goku. I need you focused on this tournament. And, with that, the tournament goes down. And, first off, it's, pretty much the rounds go off as per normal, with, Goku eventually losing to Frost. And, well, Piccolo was, considering going in. However, Curry insisted that he take this guy. Curry actually saw the funny business, and him just having, Frieza cells in him, let's just say Curry knows his type. And so Curry and Frost end up going at it, with, basically, going at it blow for blow. Ah yes, Curry, is it? You are quite the honourable warrior. It is a pleasure doing battle with you, sir. Likewise. But don't sulk if you lose to perfection. And well, with that, there is another exchange between blows, but suddenly Curry hits the ground feeling dizzy. He actually isn't, he's only pretending, because he's actually noticed the poison spots, and when they went at it during their last go-around, he actually managed to pull out all those tranquilizer spikes that Frost had hidden. And Curry's going, well, it seems you're down. It's time to call the match. Referee? And, well, Frost standing over Curry, big mistake, because Curry just surprises him with a huge boot. Knock him to a wind. What? Impossible! You should be laid out! And Curry just sort of motioning him to look down, and all the little toxic pits are just all around him. The hand is quicker than the eye, my little friend. And, well, with that, Curry goes up to his full power of Golden Curry and pretty much just knocks Frost straight out of the ring with a ring out. And with that, Curry does end up facing the next guy, well, the next couple of guys whose names escape me. I can't remember the robot's name. That's pretty sensitive to insults. But Curry gets past him, and well, he also gets past Kaba, who when he loses, he pretty much has a bit of a chat with Vegeta, who pretty much teaches him how to go Super Saiyan. Still teaches him to go Super Saiyan. It just doesn't happen in the ring. And one day they just promise to go toe-to-toe themselves someday, being Saiyans, because that's what Saiyans do. And meanwhile, Curry is battling with Hit and not having any luck. This is where Curry's luck unfortunately runs out, with him being eliminated, before anyone can really tell what's really happened. And well, Vegeta then steps in and gives Hit a go. He does last a bit longer than Curry, but ultimately he is beaten as well. Piccolo doesn't go in, because at this point he's not going to be a match for Hit. The couple of guys that Piccolo may have been able to take on the tournament, be able to beat in the tournament, yeah, it's just not going to happen. They'd be wasting a man. You maybe send Piccolo in if Goku should fail. And then I guess you'd have to send in Monaco. And well, with that, Goku does enter the ring with, technically, as we know, Hit ultimately wins the match. And then we get to the whole who goes in there to face Hit after that. Well, Beerus unfortunately sends in Monaco, and we know how that plays out. Hit pretending to lose and giving the win to Beerus. Oh, Monaco hit me! Oh, it's over! Oh. And that pretty much ends that little tournament with of course, the Omni King being impressed and proposes the Tournament of Power. And we start getting closer to the Tournament of Power arc. And well, with that, the battle between the two Destroyer brothers is concluded, everyone being returned home, and Beerus getting the Super Dragon Balls, hence the name of the series, Dragon Ball Super, and makes his wish to give Champa his own planet Earth full of all the Earth cuisines that he enjoys. Beerus actually doing a nice thing for his brother, not that he would admit it. And well, meanwhile, in another timeline, in an alternate universe, in an alternate Universe 7, mind you, someone seems to be running from danger in the ruins of West City, taking explosion after explosion. Who is this individual? It is Future Trunks running from a mysterious entity. And when it came to a point where Future Trunks couldn't run anymore, and the enemy is revealed to be Goku Black, and Curry basically flying back home with his girlfriend, who we introduced in the last part, Valerie. That he could just use instant transmission to transport them wherever, but yeah, Valerie doesn't really like it. She kind of threw up the last time he tried it, so just a nice romantic private flight home after all. No, there's not really anyone around up there, except with the exception of the Dragon team. And, they're way up above the air where they're not going to, run into any flying cars or capsule planes or anything like that. And, well, upon their return home, they've noticed that things have actually changed since the last time they were home. Curry tends to spend a lot of his time with Goten and Trunks and, well, interacting with the Dragon team. And Valerie's always been sort of curious about this, so they haven't been home in a while. And, well, there seems to be a military blockade around the village, as well as a very horrifying sight. Muscle Tower has been rebuilt. Some remnants of the Red Ribbon Army have once again taken Sinnoh's village hostage, and they're trying to re-establish a new Red Ribbon Army, headed by Colonel Silver. I wanted to use Colonel Silver in this because I've never really seen any confirmation that Colonel Silver has been dead. Of course, if I'm wrong there, feel free to share this information. Even, send me a link, anything like that. So, Colonel Silver, along with one mercenary Tau, has begun to take over this village. And, well, once Curry appears, that's pretty much short-lived. Curry pretty much liberating the place immediately, destroying the new Muscle Tower, and sending Mercenary Tau and this guy packing. Oh no, we're not reliving that horror. After all, Curry has a lot of memories to do with the Red Ribbon Army. After all, he's the offspring of the original Cell, who was of course built by Dr. Giro, the head scientist of the Red Ribbon Army. So it's sort of a bit of face your demons there for Curry, and I thought that'd be a cool little side angle while this Goku Black arc is playing out. And in the meantime, while this has happened, Trunks has appeared and has filled everyone in about Goku Black and how he has terrorized his future. And after he was healed, Goku and Vegeta attempted to stop Goku Black, that first attempt of theirs, which ended pretty much the same. And, well, meanwhile, the second attempt almost went pretty much just as badly, with Bulma once again having to fix the time machine. And pretty much this is where Curry makes his appearance for the next appearance, being caught up with everything that's been going on. And while Vegeta and Goku are resting, and Trunks, of course, being once again left in his time, they are beginning to formulate a plan to stop this Goku Black person, and Bulma's giving Beerus a earful for being completely wrong about him destroying Zamasu. Therefore, everything in future Trunks' timeline would be fixed. After all, future Trunks' timeline is more like a pocket universe. It hasn't changed a thing. Beerus was way wrong. And, well, Bulma actually hatches up quite a bit of a scheme. A bit different to how things go into the original. And, well, Goku actually considering maybe we can capture this immortal Zamasu using the evil containment wave. Hey, you know how to do that, don't you, Piccolo? Maybe I can learn from Master Roshi. And this is where Curry pipes up, having rejoined the Dragon team, and of course filling them in on his own little side adventure. He goes, There's no need for you to learn the evil containment wave. I already know it. Piccolo and Kami cells, he knows the evil containment wave as well. And if Curry actually goes back with him, it may actually work this time, because Curry's not going to leave the sealing tag at home like Goku does. And so, while Curry goes off to Master Roshi to get a jar and the seal, well, Bulma has her own little plan to actually restore future Trunks' timeline, should they succeed, and actually wish back future Bulma, who was, as we know, is killed during the Dragon Ball Black arc. Bulma figured, why don't we just take the Dragon Balls with us to his universe and use them there? That should be it. theoretically that should be able to work. Beerus, of course, is having none of this. Don't you understand what it is I've been saying? You can't be interfering with history like that. And well, Bulma's going, you will let me get away with this, or forget being fed ever again. And you know, the whole reason that Beerus is allowing Earth to live is the food. And no matter what, Beerus will not give up his beautiful gourmet food. So with that, and with Curry's return, with the jar and the seal, and Time Machine being repaired again, they are off to face the immortal Zamasu and Goku Black, of course with them, as we know, revealing to be the same person. Except Zamasu is immortal, while Goku Black has the Saiyan's body, who can get more powerful taking advantage of the Zenkai boost. And with his Master of Ki control makes him a very powerful force on his own, and you've got the immortal Zamasu as well. So with that, Goku and Vegeta and Trunks have headed out to battle with Goku Black, and meanwhile, Curry has begun engaging with Zamasu, luring him away. You seem to look kind of familiar. Didn't a creature like you attack this timeline once? I wouldn't know. I'm not from this timeline. Of course, you're another warrior from their universe. Well, I will be there to deal with that universe later. Zamasu. And well, Curry does manage to lure Zamasu away from Goku Black, while Vegeta, Goku, and Trunks are having their own struggle dealing with Goku Black. And, well, out of nowhere, Curry does indeed unleash the Martha Bar, aka Evil Containment Wave, and he actually manages to seal away Zamasu Black. Not Zamasu Black, Zamasu. Black's the other guy, who's also Zamasu. If Nappa were here, he'd be confused. I'm so confused! But he's not. Alright, so with that being dealt with, and the Elder Kai turning up from it's Universe 8, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Universe 9's Elder Kai where Zamasu's from. At least I'm pretty sure it is, if my memory's right. And well, he hands Goku and Vegeta the Pataras, and they do their whole fusion. And this is all thanks to Beerus, interfering. He did kind of mess up and told him that Zamasu and Goku Black would be dead thanks to his interference, killing their Zamasu. Killing his universe's Zamasu from Universe 9. And that same Universe 9 Elder Kai has appeared to give Goku and Vegeta the Pataras. They fuse into Vegito, and ultimately they end up damaging Goku Black pretty badly. They don't manage to finish him off before the time limit runs out, and they end up defusing, but that's okay because Trunks ends up finishing off Goku Black. He gets all that extra power and his sword's glowing and everything. The whole will of the entire human race is with Trunks, and with that, Goku Black is defeated and destroyed. And well, because of this, Zeno doesn't end up destroying the universe. Goku does still call Zeno and asks him if he can maybe restore the world the way it was. But TV Rai, isn't that why you brought the Dragon Balls? No, I brought that for another purpose. Brought the Dragon Balls for another purpose. Yes, they maybe could have just asked Shenron to do it, but then we wouldn't have the twin Zenos in the next timeline. And I think it's important we have the other Zeno. Otherwise, Zeno's just going to keep annoying Goku to go hang out with him. And well, so Goku asks him, can you restore this universe to the way it was before Goku Black attacked? Just repair all these buildings and such? If you do that, I'm going to introduce you to a guy I know you'll get along with. And Zeno, also happy and intrigued with this concept, does use his power to restore the universe to how it was, including With the exception, he hasn't restored any of the destroyers of any of that. He's just fixed up planet Earth, just to be clear. And well, with that, Goku, Bulma summons up the dragon. Summons up the dragon, and it actually does work. It doesn't matter if they crossed universes with the Dragon Balls, they work. Because, Dende's alive in their universe, so Dragon Balls still work here. And with that, she asks for the dragon to restore everyone who was killed at the hands of Goku Black. And that wish actually does work, including bringing back future Bulma, who is happy to see future Trunks again. And this actually gives her a chance to actually see her husband Vegeta again, who of course is from a different universe. And well, she's just sort of happy to see that in one timeline, Bulma has quite an affectionate and loving husband, who's actually become a really quite the stand-up guy, really, when you think about it. And this puts future Bulma at ease, and knowing that future Mind Trunks are okay as well, and everything all the evil that Goku Black had caused had been undone. And this, of course, means that future Trunks and Mike can stay in their own timeline and keep living in their universe, because Zeno didn't end up destroying it. And so with that, everyone is returned to their timeline, and Zeno's sort of flying around Universe 7 in the main timeline, all nice and confused. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. I meant to introduce you to someone. Whis, can you give me a ride to Zeno's place? And Whis, of course, gladly agrees, and Beerus is all shocked to see a Grand Zeno there. And, well, with that, Grand Zeno introduces... Goku introduces Grand Zeno to his Grand Zeno, and Zeno has a very entertaining and fun playmate to play with, who's just like him in every way. And well, with that, everyone enjoys yet another one of these victory feasts. And well, I think that's where we're actually going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this story, and including the little side story I came up with for Curry when he returned home? I thought it was pretty cool. A sort of explanation point to the whole Red Ribbon Army saga once and for all. And well, and I thought it was pretty cool having the Goku Black Art wrap up this way, with Curry actually successfully sealing off the immortal Zamasu, who will never be disturbed again and can rot around in his own personal hell. Well, whatever happens to you inside the evil containment wave anyway. I think you're just surrounded by a bunch of flushy green energy and being blasted for endless eternity. Or until someone's stupid enough to wake you back to free ya. Emperor Pilaf. Alright, so Goku Black arc now completely finished and solved with the assist of Curry, who managed to seal away the immortal Zamasu with the Mafuba, or evil containment wave if you prefer, and future Trunks defeating, well, Goku Black. We are now ready to head into the Tournament of Power arc. And well, Goku is, bored out of his mind, wondering when this tournament is going to get started, and just like he does in the original, he makes Whis take Goku before the Grand Zenos, and reminds him about the Tournament of Power, and with that, the Grand Zenos happily agree to begin work on the tournament immediately, creating the rules and, of course, the really high stakes that come with the tournament, as everyone in the universes are about to find out that the losing universes will be destroyed and not allowed to exist anymore. Only one will remain, of course, with the other top 3 universes that are exempt from the tournament. And well, with that, since the Grand Zeno from future Trunks' timeline has never seen a martial arts tournament before, they hold a little bit of a exhibition between Universe 7 and, that other universe. I can't remember which number it is. And well, that pretty much just plays out exactly the same, with the exception of Curry taking Majin Buu's spot. And yeah, it more or less had Universe 7 win the exhibition, and Goku having his little extra fight with Toppo, and them being branded as the big enemies of Universe 7. It's their fault that we are facing extinction, blah blah blah. Of course, none of them actually seem to really realize that it's actually thanks to Goku they even got this tournament, because Grand Zeno was going to wipe out those universes without even so much as a thought. And well, this tournament was just a more fun way of doing it, and actually allowed the universes to stay around at least a little bit longer, and at least guarantees that one of them will survive. And well, so with that, Goku has to find his team. Curry, of course, immediately on board. He understands the stakes. So same with Gohan, and pretty much the recruitment goes pretty much like it does in the original, with the rest of the team slots being filled up as they do. And of course, Whis having to do the whole speeding up time thing, so Bulma could have her second child, and well, Buller is born, and so now Vegeta can compete too. If Vegeta wasn't there, they may have had to have actually gone Otherworld and get Frieza, but because Curry exists in this time, is taking Majin Buu's spot, aka Cell Jr., there's really no need to bring Frieza back. And so with that, and then everyone else finding out the truth about Goku's little charade, that the tournament is in fact their universe is pretty much at stake here, yeah, everyone reluctantly still agrees to do this. After all, what choice did they really have, really? And so now, as for 17 and 18, in the past they would have been really unsure to really team up with Curry. You know, Android 18 used to have nightmares and night terrors of Curry absorbing her daughter Marin, absorbing her. After all, they remember very much what the original Cell, Curry's father, did to them. However, that attitude basically quickly changed once Curry sacrificed himself trying to take out Majin Buu. They realized, Curry's always been, such a good fella. Right. So with that, the 24 hours are over, and the tournament between the 8 universes, or is it 9 universes, sorry, is underway. And well, as for the action and the battling, it's pretty much very similar and pretty much to how it goes in the original timeline, with the exception of Curry, who actually plays a really important role in the battle. He's like the big healer of Team 7, remember. He has the Namekian abilities of healing, as he awoken during the Buu saga, him having, Kami cells as well as Piccolo's. He was able to unlock the Namekian ability of healing. So, with that, Team Universe 7 is actually pretty dominating in the tournament and eliminating people left, right, and center. And Roshi is able to eliminate more people using the Martha Bar because Curry's there healing them all. And well, so for a good 50% of the tournament of power, Universe 7 is pretty well in control. Krillin still gets knocked out when he gets knocked out. And well, things don't begin going downhill for Universe 7 until they start catching on that Curry's healing these fighters, and they start sending people to try team up and take down Curry. And this is where things begin to sort of even out in the tournament. And with that, Goku's expanded, a fair bit of his energy, and is having his little battles with Kale and Caulifla, and in a way helping them reach new heights while he's battling with them and having a good time while he's at it. And things begin to go sort of that way until basically until Goku hits ultimate Ultra Instinct for the first time, and more or less getting the attention of Jiren, who's pretty much meditating and just eliminating people who are stupid enough to be bothering him. But at that moment, when Goku activated Ultra Instinct, that's what caught Jiren's eye, and there's a bit of a battle between them, and that goes on per normal, with Goku eventually running out of steam, and everyone sort of needing to assist him. And well, as for what Curry is up to, he does manage to get rid of the group of fighters who were trying to eliminate him. After all, he is almost as strong as Goku and Vegeta at this point. Curry's not going to go down easily, and well, he's actually one of the few fighters in the tournament who can actually fly without having his ki. Remember, Curry's got wings just like his father. So he has a bit of an advantage there, getting away from people, and he knows instant transmission as well. And he's, other than going around healing his friends, he basically takes the role of Frieza in a way. He's going around making pot shots at the other fighters and stealthily taking down anyone he comes across, including Kaba, and he actually does deceive Frost in a similar manner to what Frieza does when he suddenly turns against Gohan. I've been waiting for this, Gohan. It's been my mission since I was created to assassinate you. And he's fighting. Gohan, seeing through the ruse right away. You can tell Curry's holding back, and Frost just sort of enjoying the show when suddenly Curry blindsides him and eliminates Frost. And well, with that, as we begin heading towards the end towards the tournament, and Toppo accepts his role as the next destroyer from his universe, and more or less nearly kills Vegeta, and Vegeta, goes all out to eliminate Toppo the way he does. Well, that still happens, but not before Curry tries to get into Toppo's way, and Toppo puts Curry into a world of hurt and throws him from the ring. And then that's where Vegeta steps in, and ultimately both him and Toppo ultimately end up eliminated, and we've basically gotten to the point where there's only Goku, an exhausted Goku, Android 17 left, and Jiren. Goku is able to unlock Ultra Instinct one final time, and is more or less battling on par with Jiren, but that more or less burst of energy begins to fade away like it does in the original. It's 17 and Goku are basically struggling to keep Jiren at bay, and Goku is pretty much down and out of it, and Jiren is just about to finish Goku off, eliminate him from the ring, when suddenly Jiren is consumed by this green energy beam, and is being swirled up into the air by it, and suddenly taken down into a jar. And who is this perpetrator? Well, it was Curry. Curry managed to capture Jiren with the Martha Bar and kick him out of the ring. But DB Rai, didn't you say Curry was tossed from the ring? Aha, yes, he was tossed from the ring, but I didn't say he was eliminated. Remember, Curry has wings just like Cell, and fortunately for Curry, he was able to sort of come to on his way out, and he was more or less able to fly back up and grabbed onto a ledge, and he sort of, after he climbed back up, he just sort of collapsed, and everyone forgot about him for all that time. And so with that, the Tournament of Power concludes, and well, Android 17 and Goku both agreed that, you know, all the universes should be, well, restored. And so, the Super Dragon Ball's Eternal Dragon grants this wish, and everyone's all happy, and eventually, of course, everyone's returned home, and the whole Tournament of Power arc concludes. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I not really doing a Dragon Ball Super Broly version of this? Well, that's because the only difference in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie that we could have in the story is that instead of Frieza, because he's not alive in this timeline, is that Berry Blue and Kikuno find Cooler and bring him into the story, and you have him and the Cooler Force find Broly and Paragus instead. That would literally be basically the only difference. And there's not really a spot where you can sort of put Curry where he sort of fits in. So, like I said, this is the basic conclusion until they release some more anime for us to use. I'm not going to spoil what happens in the manga to fans who just watch the anime, because that's not, you know, that's not fair to them. And really, it's pretty much more or less time for this series to end. I think we had a good run with this series. It's the first series I've done that's actually lasted through Dragon Ball Super, so I'm pretty proud of this. And well, that's where we're going to be leaving things for now. So what do you guys think? Of course, leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will be back again next time. As always, it's been a pleasure, guys, and I'll be back again with some more Dragon Ball What If content in the future. Alright guys, catch you later.